In this episode of Workbench Wednesdays, we're doing tools, we're doing stud finders, and I'm going to talk about how much I hate stud finders. I've never found one that I really liked. I've used several of the electronic ones, and these things work great when they work great, and when they don't work great, they're terrible. And for whatever reason in this house, they don't like to work. I've also used a lot of these things. These are the magnetic style, and they run along the wall, and they pick up the actual nails that are running up and down the studs. I don't know if the nails are buried too deep in these walls, but these don't seem to work either. Now, years ago, I had used one that used rare earth magnets, really powerful magnet. When you ran it across the wall, it would stick, and you could let go of it and it would stick to the wall. That would work great. So I ran down to Lowe's and I went to find one, and this was actually the only one I could find, and I grabbed it. One, because it was cheap, much cheaper than these options. I think it was like 10 bucks, and I like the name, Stud Buddy. But here's the other thing I really dig about it, right there. Made in the good old US of A. So we're gonna unpackage this sucker, and I wanna see if this thing works, because if this thing works, I don't have to deal with all the hassle of these anymore. At the end of the video though, I'm gonna try out a TikTok hack I saw yesterday. We're gonna find out if you can use an Apple Watch charger to find a stud. Let's give it a shot. So let me show you kind of what I was talking about, having problems with these stud finders. I've had good luck with these in other places. Whatever it is about this house, I don't know if we got ghosts, these things don't like to work. So the idea here is you put it on the wall, push the button, and you start sliding it across. And it's not supposed to do that. What it's supposed to do is we're supposed to get these green lights saying good, and then it'll come all the way up to red, and it'll beep, and that'll tell you when it's hit the edge of a stud. Then you come from the other side, you find the other edge, and now you know where your stud is. For whatever reason in this house, these things never work well. Some walls they work, some walls they don't. So I use these, but it's a pain. This is the other very common kind of stud finder. I'm gonna try to come in here and catch focus on it, but you can see the magnet there in the middle. The way this works is that magnet catches a nail inside the wall, and that magnet starts wiggling around, and it'll let you know, hey, I'm right over a nail. Same problem with this wall though, and every wall in my house. I don't know if they stuck the nails in too deep. I'm pretty sure my house is held together with some kind of a nail, but I can almost never find one with this. Now, years ago, I had borrowed something similar to this, and all it was a piece of plastic with a very, very powerful magnet in it. You could wave it on the wall, and it would attract itself to a stud, well, to the nail in the stud, and it would stick, and then you could just leave it on the wall. So I have a pretty good idea of a stud somewhere in this area, just based on where I know there are other studs in the wall. So I'm gonna start running this thing back and forth. I felt it a little bit, so I went back over that spot. I felt it jerk when I went over it, and now I brought it back over. It's stuck to the wall. Look at this. Stuck. So what's nice about this now is I can go grab my pencil, pull it out from behind my ear, go across the room if I forgot it, and I can mark right on the top and the bottom exactly where the stud is. Now, that little TikTok hack I was talking about, using one of these things, is supposed to work on the same method. These things have very powerful magnets in them. It's what sucks itself to the back of your watch. So you're supposed to be able to wave these things up and down a wall. So I know I have a stud here, so we're gonna kind of cheat, because I got a feeling this is gonna be kind of tricky. We know there's a stud here. We know there's nails there. So we're gonna take this thing and we're gonna start running it back and forth in this area. And it did stick, look at that. But I knew exactly where it was. So if I just went like this and I didn't go slow over it, would it work? The answer is no. It would be really cool if it did work. It would mean I wasted 10 bucks on this thing. But no, you'd be running around your room for hours with this thing trying to find a stud. Maybe a more powerful magnet might work, but your iPhone charger, you're not going to use it to find a stud. You want to use something like this. Now, like I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is not a sponsored video. I literally picked this thing up because I need it, and it was the cheapest stud finder that they had at Lowe's. So if you are interested in this or something similar, I will have links below, but if you go down to your local hardware store, I would just look for one that shows it sticking to a wall, because these won't stick to a wall. So if you find one that'll stick to a wall, it's going to give you pretty much the same effect. And frankly, I think this is the most usable, reliable stupid proof stud finder that I have. So if this video helped you out, please give it a great big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like us to do here on the channel. On Wednesdays, we do tools. So if you have any other tool stuff that you'd like us to go over, please leave a comment. Hit that subscribe button because it really does help the channel, and I'll let you know when we come out with more stuff just like this. And of course, thanks for watching.